before your eyes. Music's playing everywhere you feel it in their style. Make it up for what went wrong, if anyone ever did. Peanuts. Peanuts are your best friend. Peanuts are your best friend. They'll never let you down. Peanuts grow so you can have the land. Just peel them open, get the seed inside the peel, and you'll have yourself a peanut. Have yourself a peanut. Forever and a day, have yourself a peanut. Peanuts are from heaven. Peanuts are from heaven. And there you have it, buddy.
Thank you, Gary.
A song about peanuts.
Not penis, peanuts. Thank you so much.
I told you that shit sounds like peanuts.
Well, it's not.
In a dick. That's what it sounds like he's talking about.
Well, clearly you're not listening to the words that were coming out of my Euporius Symphorius, and that was all about peanuts and farmers. I believe in peanut butter will save, and actually, if you dump a piece of peanut butter onto the counter, it will come back as the body of Christ. And I will tell you, everyone else out there listening, whether you are 1, 2, or 27 years old, you will enjoy peanut butter. So sing the song, sing it proud, sing it loud, and sing it as I'm in a shroud of doubt.
I mean, here's the deal. Okay, if you want to sing a song about, a word that sounds similar to another word, enunciate. Okay, like it's pretty simple. That's fair. That's all you need.
I kind of feel you on that, because also, like, how do you pronounce penis? Is it penis or penis? Penis.
Both ways, technically.
No, not really. It should be nis, because otherwise it was spelled with US, and it's not.
But singing pronunciation and speaking pronunciation are two slightly different things. It sounds like penis. Penis. What am I saying? Penis or peanuts? You don't know.
I have to tell you, I'm very happy that you were quoting me one way or next, and your sunglasses make me happy.
I mean, for real.
All right. Thank you, for real. So we are going.
Tron 3!
No, we did that already, Brett.
We're talking about Hulk Hogan. Come on, Brett.
After a 20-minute break, Brett is still behind.
This show has had a couple of issues.
With Winston, I feel very misled.
Thank you. High Priestess Mike Pence donated $20.
He's with Sin. I get it. Peanuts.
If you go to streamlabs.com/schmoedown. So we've had an interesting day here today, and I couldn't tell you how much the donations are actually very important here today, and today we don't have any of them, basically.
Winston and I don't want to lose our jobs.
So streamlabs.com/schmoedown. Put in SCHMOEBOTS questions. We're going to basically end the show here. If you're listening on audio, you just had kind of an edit that you get the full episode. If you're watching on YouTube, then God bless you all.
Trash Panda donated $20.
Oh, Trash.
We get drunk while trying to review Hamilton for his YouTube channel.
Yes.
Getting distracted by his cat.
Yes, I'm excited.
All right, Brett, you ready for that one? Here we go.
Alright, son said, watch this musical, hottest musical in town. I'm like, all right, I got a couple minutes, and it's shut up! You're yapping at me. This is for the. You can click the subscribe too. Every once in a while, hit the like button, and then they said, "I'm gonna click it on there." It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm gonna have to drink a lot to get through this thing. And then so it opens up and it's like, boom, and then people are like doing rap songs and stuff like that. I've never seen that. And you too? Oh, you both in cahoots against me now? I'm trying to get to click a subscriber, and you're always jumping. Now you shit on the floor. I can't.
Thank you.
I hate these cats.
I love it. Let's see you later. Drunk Brett, everybody. Drunk Brett.
That was Hall of Fame drunk Brett right there.
And now you shit on the floor.
Drunker than usual. I mean, I feel like he was hammered.
Yeah, look housed.
Yeah.
All right, look. So because of the short show, what we're going to have to do here, let's do the Streamlabs patreon.com/Shashmoedown. Let's get to these questions. We're going to read some questions. We're going to get through them today. We want to, you guys put in some more. Anything that we talked about, any other topics? Maybe.
J. Lancaster donated $20.
Yes.
Too bad Hamilton doesn't qualify for an Oscar. It would have been a shoe-in. Right, Winston?
Hey.
No, let's not play that again. That was a one-time. That was a one-time bit.
I mean,
I missed it.
here's the deal.
Yeah.
You think I can't evolve? You think I haven't moved on from your tired ass joke? Do better. Like
you're giving Dagnino way too much intelligence.
Come on. No, but we've already talked about this. I'm not Dagnino.
It's right. You're
Tommy Versace.
You're his count. You're what's it called? Give me it's alternate universe, parallel universe.
It's a parallel universe where he's black and wears chains.
There we go. All right, let's get to start with Ben Goddard here. Ben, what do we got?
Amara AH has a three-parter right here.
Yes.
Long-time fan, first-time donator. After today's, this was the last donation from yesterday. We didn't get to it. After yesterday's comments, I would like to inform you about the facts of my religion. I am a member of the Church of Latter-day Saints, aka Mormons, and our church has banned polygamy since the 1800s. We are often referred to as polygamous, and I'm tired of being judged based on people's inaccurate understanding of my beliefs. I take no offense to today's comments and want you all to know how much this show means to me and how much my husband and I love the Schmoedown. Hope the next social movement is to stop judging others' religions, since it is much a part of me as my gender or race. P.S. Kate, well done on getting the full name right. Yes, Roka, it's long.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that comment. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair to let people know. And thank you for letting us know.
And I'm sorry if me being a jokester offended you anyway. I will start being very serious about everything from here on out. And no, I'm just kidding. That was a very nice way to put it. I was misinformed. Obviously, I did not realize that polygamy was banned that long ago.
I didn't either.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah. Pork Hub, Goddard, I'm a fan, but don't come after my girl Natalie Portman with that fake news, or I'll have to release the birds of prey on you. Caw, mother effer.
Man,
just kidding.
I got to give you credit. Because a lot of times we bust your balls, and rightfully so.
You're right.
Rightfully so. You have taken the caw thing very well. You didn't.
Yeah.
You have taken.
It's funny.
You have taken it very well, because there's other things that I've seen in the past where you do not take things well, and you don't you don't let it roll off your. This one, you've been laughing about it. You've been having a good time with it.
Funny.
I think
Skywalker 1409 donated $20. I'm happy to see you all pushing through the technical difficulties. Have any of you watched Devs on Hulu? It's the show by Alex Garland, the director of Ex Machina. It's my favorite show I've watched in a long time.
Oh, RB3, you're a big Devs fan.
Yeah, I love Devs. It's one of my favorite shows of last year, 2019.
Opaque Liquid Movement donated $20. Hogan took responsibility for his racist actions in a poor way, being more apologetic about getting caught than what he actually thought and said. I feel maybe they do bring it up in the movie, but manipulate the narrative to make him more of a victim.
There's no chance they're going to cover that at all, because that happened later on. They already said that this is going to. I think it covers all the way up until he wins the title, and that was like 1984, first time he wins the title. I think it's like his struggle, how he got into wrestling, how he broke through. And I don't even think they're going to cover any of that steroid stuff I told you, because that was way after he won the title. So I think that you're probably just going to see him kind of break in. They're probably, I bet you the ending is them recreating the Madison Square Garden title match where he comes in, because there was the whole big deal with Hogan was that after he was with the WWF, and Vince Sr. Fired him when he told him he was going to do Rocky III, and he said, if you do the movie, you're out of here. So he's like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm not passing this up. He does the movie, becomes massive. He starts wrestling for some other federation, and Vince McMahon Jr., as we know Vince today, he says, we got to get this guy. So he gets him. He's like, and Hogan says, the only way I'm coming in right back is if I win the title on my first appearance back. And he does it against the Sheik, and it was the best decision the WWF made. So I bet you that's where they end the movie, if I was to guess.
With him on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was probably him, because he was told that, when even as big as his ass was, they told him that he he talks about this a lot. He got picked on when he was going to some of these wrestling places. They wanted nothing to do with him. They kind of beat him up a little bit when he got there. The wrestlers were hard on him. He was never a great wrestler. He was just a great entertainer. He was like, if you look at his matches are clunky, you know, and he never had like big power moves, and his finishing move was a fucking leg drop, for God's sakes. I cheered every time he did it, but it was like he just dropped the leg on somebody's head. That was it. He just never was like the technical guy. He was a big massive dude. But I'm curious. He wanted to be a musician for a long time, you know. So I bet you they cover all that, like him kind of.
Shizvies Roomba donated $20. Yesterday, while I was out of the house, my cat shizzed on a rug in the bathroom, and then Roomba ran over it and printed shiz all over the house. She's in the tires. She's in the brushes. Shiz everywhere.
Oh no.
Let me tell you though, either way, the shiz donations of the Schmobot are bringing life back into the show.
Yeah,
thank you so much for the donations,
Keep
guys.
Winston and Roxy hashtag.
Yeah, thanks for the shiz.
Start that hashtag for sure.
You know, I feel like though, Kristian, with the Hulk Hogan movie, it's if the goal of the movie is for us to root for him, I think they're gonna have a really hard time, because I don't know that in 2020 society you're gonna put out any Hulk Hogan movie that's gonna have the majority of people watching rooting for him.
I got to disagree with you there, because I think that you're looking at it at a certain there's I don't want to get too political, but there's
no, I know
there's a lot of places that won't even give a shit about any of the things that he said. And look,
definitely that's true. But
he's been on other shows talking about things that he said, and he's talked about, and Booker T, our buddy Booker T, had him on the show, and Booker T talks very highly of Hogan and how Hogan put him over, and they talked about it, and he and Hogan are friends, and he says he goes, I think that he said something along the lines that he doesn't believe Hogan's a racist. All he believes that Hogan made some racist
not even about that, but what you're talking about with like not putting so many wrestlers over. And
that kind of stuff. The politics story. I mean, he was really notorious for doing all that politics stuff in the WCW, like that kind of stuff. So look, the thing was, what I disagree with 100% is someone said in the thing that Hulk Hogan was overrated. That's no offense. That's a very silly statement, because without Hulk Hogan, you do not have wrestling the way that it is today. You just don't. He took it mainstream. WrestleMania. So what happened when UFC had the Ultimate Fighter, when it was Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin, that fight was a great fight. And it was a fight that brought a lot of eyes to the UFC, because it transferred over from a television show that they had on The Ultimate Fighter, and then brought a lot of eyes to it. If that fight goes wrong, UFC is in, and Dana White has said it, the UFC is in a very different trajectory than it ultimately was. Same thing goes with WrestleMania 1. Vince put all the money in the bank into WrestleMania 1 and brought out all the celebrities and did this big thing. And WrestleMania hits with Hulk Hogan as their massive star, and Hogan just kind of transcended and did stuff that a lot of wrestlers in the past had not done. He was a megastar. He was a megastar, and he held the championship for 4 years. And he's like, well, of course he held the championship. That's scripted. Yeah. But that's what you don't understand with wrestling is when you put a championship on a person, you hope that you get the kind of recognition that Hulk Hogan did. When you take it off of him, the championship, no matter if it's from tennis to the Schmoedown to the wrestling to whatever it is, who's your champion? Who represents the brand? That's what it is. And back then in the 80s, see what Roxy's saying, like this, you're gonna and Roxy, the reason why you will be able to make Hulk Hogan likable in this movie, who's playing him?
Yeah.
That's why. And that's why they cast him. Because who doesn't love Chris Hemsworth?
He's charismatic.
Yeah.
I get it. I think we'll see. Because even like Bohemian Rhapsody or like the Motley Crue one we watched, Kristian, for Collider or whatever. Like
the Dirt.
The Dirt. Thank you. People have
_Dick_Pants donated $40. Nothing to say. Just want to get the crew together. Hi, Brett.
Thank you, Cheryl. That's very nice.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Yeah.
Even those, like, if they're too fluffy, people have issues with them being too fluffy. So either if he is likable, I think people are going to complain about the fact that they didn't really tell a story.
Right. Like they're not going to. Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to make him not likable, which I think is a more interesting way, but I don't think he'll do.
It just depends on what time period they cover. If they cover the time period leading up to when he wins the championship, he can probably get away with that because there wasn't a lot of he wasn't in a position to do a lot of backstage politics, except when he decided making him the hero against Vince Sr. and running off to do Rocky 3. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see how it's going to work. But sorry, Ben. What's next?
Oh, you're good. ELLIS. After last week's amazing Ladies Appreciation Night, I'm looking forward to all the completely balanced, objective, and unbiased commentary on the Schmoedown competitors moving forward. We have to do better. Let's go Switchblade.
Yep.
Morse Code Z. Oh, what?
I said
Good.
thank you. Oh.
Okay. Morse Code Z. The Hamilton that we're getting to see on Disney Plus won 11 Tonys and a Pulitzer Prize. Does it need an Oscar?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't. It's just like you're not getting nominated for Oscar. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just not have an Oscar to our already 13, 15 other awards that we have.
Can't even fit on the shelf.
Yeah, you know what else you give it an award for? All the subscriptions it drove from Disney Plus.
Yeah.
It's like it was one of the most tracked, trending things, and people signed up for Disney Plus to watch Hamilton because you can't spend $300 a ticket to go watch it.
Yeah.
So this is how you watch it. It's one of the reasons that I always wanted to see it. It was always sold out every time I wanted to go, so I'm gonna watch it pretty soon. Just
And Disney was smart because they made it to where if you have your free trial, you can't use a free trial to watch Hamilton. So you have to pay to watch it. Yeah.
Big brain moves over Disney
Smart.
Plus.
Bob Iger's not stupid.
Goddard's heartburn. The Tums can't save you, Ben. Ramon Fritz. Question for Goddard. What is your opinion on the use of CGI in Lord of the Rings and Hobbit franchises? I personally think Jackson should have allowed Weta Workshop Practical Effects team to take the reins instead of their digital division. Thoughts? It was very well done and thought out in Lord of the Rings, but he had to jump in last minute when Guillermo del Toro dropped out of The Hobbit, so that's why everything is green screen CGI, and it really the movie does suffer for it. Unprofessional reviewer. Hey, Kristian and Roxy, I used your clips in my documentary on the Wangers, and they were happy to hear what you had to say. If you don't know the story of Amateur Hour Films or their friendship, you should watch. It's on their Twitter or Kristian's Twitter.
I did see it. It was really good. Thank you for including me on that. It was fun. I love those guys. So to watch them kind of doing their thing was awesome. So thank you for making that.
I didn't see it. I want to check it out.
It's cool. I will say before we move on, there's a couple of the news. I know that I kind of talked about this, but just a confirmation that on July 31st. Well, first of all, the tournament for the Inner Geekdom will be coming to a head right around the end of July is when the finals will happen, right? And that it looks right around, like, I think the July 30th is when the finals are going to air. On July 31st, it's going to be our first pay-per-view event. Basically what that means is that if you're a $10 patron, you can get this event. If not, you can purchase it for $4.99 on the schmoedownlive.com. The main event will be John Roca versus Ethan Irwin for the number one contender shot. The undercard will be Final Exam versus Deep 13. Final Exam versus Deep 13. So the winner of that is going to play the Pride.
Woo!
So John Roca versus Ethan Irwin. The undercard is Final Exam versus Deep 13. I have not got a confirmation yet, but what I would like to do, the undercard of the August 7th match is the Pride, which would be Ben Goddard and Rachel Silvestrini versus the winner of Deep 13 and Final Exam on the undercard of the main event on 8/7, which would be for the Inner Geekdom Championship of the World. Kevin Smets defending that title against Chandru the Chosen. That will happen. Now, this I have not announced, but I can announce this now. On 8/14. Undercard, we're looking for Shazam versus the winner of the August 7th undercard. So that could be the Pride, it could be Deep 13, it could be Final Exam. That's the undercard of the main event on August 14th. Dangerous Dan Murrell puts the championship on the line against either John the Outlaw Roca or Ethan Big Time Irwin. And lastly, well, not lastly, but the last one I'm going to do today, the undercard of the 8/20 pay-per-view will be Who's the Boss versus the winner of the August 14th match. Once again, could be Shazam, could be Pride, could be Deep 13, could be Final Exam. Who's the Boss will play them in a number one contender match for the main event of August 20th the tag team championship of the world, the Founding Fathers puts the title on the line against Corruption. So those are all just in between July and August. So all you have to do in July or August is sign up at the $10 patron. You get it. So instead of getting one pay-per-view like a month, you're getting 4 within the course of a month. So it's going to be really, really interesting. Of all the matches that we have, all the undercards, going to be solid. Ben, you got any main event that you're really looking forward to seeing out of all those?
Well, I'm preparing for Deep 13 or a final exam. That is going to be a big time test right there for us. But no, Roka Irwin. I've been waiting for that match ever since Roka beat Oyama and Irwin beat Snyder. That's a tough matchup to get the #1 contender. And then whoever plays Dan, and then the Andrew Guy Kalinowski match is gonna play Bateman. Like, there's how do you all not sign up for the $10 patron? Like, that's so much content in a month. Like back to back teams matches and #1 contenders and title matches. That's crazy.
I'd be signing up today if I were you guys, because they're going to start coming hot and heavy there. Roxy, you know, as a fan now of the league, are there any matches in there?
They can all go fuck themselves.
I don't have anybody.
Silver Zoom donated $20. First time donation here. Have you all heard of Avatar: The Last Airbender? It doesn't seem to be brought up enough. Watch it on Netflix. Hi Roxy, drink coffee. Hi Tommy Versace. Coffee drip drip. Link Skywalker 1409 donated $20. Speaking of the wangers, everyone should listen to the Quarantine Report. I just listened to episode 4 featuring Brett as Mirta Dane today. Funny stuff.
Yeah, definitely check out the Quarantine Report. I just had a funny episode that went out for episode 3, and we're going to have some more coming up soon, so it's great.
Awesome. All right, what's next?
156 Impulse. Hi, guys. How old should you watch Hamilton? How old?
How old should you be to watch it? Because
what's the longest?
Yeah, I started watching it with the subtitles on with my 8-year-old, and then realized she even said, she's like, I don't think this is appropriate for me, Dad. I was like, no, I don't think so. So we turned it off and watched New Hope.
But what's inappropriate about it? Is it?
It's not inappropriate as much as it's heavy. It's heavy subject matter for her. I think, you know, of what is. She was going to sleep, and and is talking. She's very aware of history,
infidelity stuff.
That and the fact, there's mention of murder and other. She knows very much about history, and she's learning a lot. But like, there's still stuff that not yet for her. So maybe when she's 10.
What? So that's the age you think, Kristian? 10?
I think 10. It depends on your. It also depends on your kid.
It's also probably hard to follow for kids, like with how fast the information's coming at you too.
I don't know. They're so smart. Like, I don't know shit about kids, but what I do know is they pick up so much more than we do because they grew up on different media. So like they can. I think it's harder for my grandparents to watch it than probably your 8-year-old in terms of like I'm trying. Grammy wants to see it so bad, but computing the rapping, like she can. It's too fast.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say I think younger generations will probably have a much easier time with it because we're so much more accustomed to like rapping and fast media like TikTok, Vine, whatever. Like our attention spans are short, and I feel like Hamilton does play into that a little bit. I do think it'll be great to show in history classes though, like middle school history classes.
Yeah, middle school definitely. I think the sexual content I think is the stuff that Kristian I would agree that like with our daughters probably not our son too. Like it's. There's a lot, there's that hip grinding thing they do and stuff, and it's a little much, and it's they're people shooting it's gun violence, and for an 8-year-old that's not something, the historical elements of it would be great, but just not presented in this form, I guess.
Like the music, maybe, like
the music is and the empowerment and everything. But I think that's what the only reason. Like my daughter did walk in. And I was like, I don't know, should we set her down with it, or
I think once like 10 or 11, I think especially my daughter, I think she'll be ready for it. I just wasn't. She looked at me and she's like, because she was reading the subtitles. She was reading and she's like, I don't know if I should be listening to this yet, Dad. And I was like, all right, well we can switch it. So that was it.
The chat seems to be 50-50 on it. Some of them are saying different ages. Some are saying 8 is good.
It depends. I mean, gun violence. Someone wrote gun violence. That's what I read. I'm literally like Anchorman with San Diego. But no, it's like it's one of these things where when someone says, "Hey, it's good," maybe for you, but you don't know my daughter.
Right.
You know that's not. I'm not saying that's not what you said in the comments. You might not have said it that way, but like, no, it's good to you. Like that drives me fucking crazy when people do that. Like, no. You can show somebody at 6. You can maybe show someone at 6 that you know that's 6. You don't know my kids. Yeah. So I fucking hate that when people say that shit, especially people who don't have kids. That drives me. Oh, I have nephews and nieces. It has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It has nothing to do with it. Until you have children, you have no idea. Like, it will switch on you in a heartbeat the second you have a kid. Like, you might say, no, I'm cool with it because I know that I've had conversations with them. I know what they compute. I know what they understand. I know what they can really handle emotionally. And so I hate that shit. Don't say that to people who have kids. It's bullshit and it's fucking stupid, to be honest.
Yeah, and I've had to walk out of movies that my child couldn't handle that were animated because they were too scary. So she is in a different place. And also, but my child has also been exposed to nudity in art and things like that, and can accept those sort of things, but maybe her watching something where it talks about a man, a woman opening her legs up and he couldn't resist fucking her, to me, is maybe inappropriate for my child at that age, but maybe for your 5-year-old, that's a cool thing.
That's a really solid argument there, Brett.
so that's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't think that children should not learn history, and I think the history of it is great, and I think you need to maybe model that towards your own child. So that's all I'm saying. But what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, no, so Chris says I disagree about the nieces and nephew. What do you disagree with? Not that you don't know your nieces and nephew, you can know them well. What I'm saying is don't start to equate that you understand what it's like to be a parent just because you have a niece and nephew, because I can tell you don't. You don't. You might have probably have a love towards those children as your niece and nephew that no one else has, no one else could have. You might love those kids like your own. It's just a different thing when you have your children.
I would make the argument that unless he becomes guardian of his nieces and nephews, where he's now in charge of their actual well-being and not the temporary well-being, because I'm an uncle 15 times over, and there are decisions and things that I would never do for them because I'm not their parent. Right. So, for example, punishment. I asked my siblings, how far am I allowed to go as far as needing to reprimand them? But otherwise, that's up to you. I can't make that decision for them.
That's right.
That makes absolutely no sense. But
you have 15 nieces and nephews?
I'm number 5 out of 6. Yeah, all of my LA kids.
Damn, Uncle Winston. That's amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
By the way, Roxy had mentioned this up top, and it kind of got might have got lost. Happy birthday to Mark Ellis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
A crisp 21 years old today. So
cool. I want to buy him his first legal Coors Light.
That's right, Mark Ellis today. So if you haven't already, go and give him a tweet or something and give him a give him a happy birthday here today. So Chris Malik follows up and says, "I understand your statement, Kristian. Does your daughter watch horror movies?" No, that's what I'm saying. Like my daughter does not like. It's like she was. So we watched Pirates of the Caribbean the other day, right? Oh. And so she really enjoyed it, but she doesn't like there's when they show the skeletons and the faces, and it creeps her out. She doesn't like it, so she wants to same shit happened when we watched Lord of the Rings. She did not like it. She didn't want to have anything. It scared her, and she didn't want anything. The 2.5-year-old doesn't give a fuck about stuff. So my 8-year-old, when she watched Little Mermaid, to this day gets freaked out about Ursula. Can't stand Ursula. Hated Ursula when she was 3. Freaks her out. Can't watch her. Leaves the room when she's on. The 2.5-year-old is just like, come on, you fucker. What do you got for me? She just sits there and just watches it. She doesn't get scared for shit.
Brick donated $20. I almost couldn't get out of bed this morning. I was just about to call in sick to work, which would have forced me to be out for 2 weeks. I put on a Roxy stream instead, and her hard work and dedication gave me the inspiration to do the day. Thank you much.
Thank you much. That's very nice.
Wow.
Sweet. I was waiting for like the insult. You know, usually those start like that, and then it's like a zing, and it was just very nice. So thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it.
I mean, maybe the zing was the name Vagina Bricks, since that's where your poop sits.
I don't mind that zing. Vagina bricks are tough, man, and I still get out of bed. You guys can do it. Believe in yourself.
I'm just your Hanukkah present is just about to be nothing but fiber pills. I'm like,
love that. Yeah, Kristian, back to what you were saying. Like, I don't know shit about kids, but I remember being a kid, and my brother and I, my brother was 2 years older, we watched E.T. together at the same time. So I was 2 years younger than he was, and it scarred him for like his life. Yeah. And I was like great about it, and because I was watching horror movies and loving all different things, and he was like seriously scarred by ET, like could not like sleep at night. So I think like you're talking about, even if just everybody's so different.
Yeah, it's just how you compute it and what you see. Like I said, like I really take it when I look at the Little Mermaid thing. Like I was wondering like how the 2.5-year-old would take it. She didn't have nightmares. Like my daughter, my oldest daughter, like with Ursula, had like nightmares and stuff. But you don't know why we're wired. Look at Makuga. You know,
oh my gosh!
The way he's wired, the Friday the 13th freaked him out as a kid, and that still fucked him up to this day. So it's like, that's why everybody's different, and like it's like certain people, like I can tell you that my dad and took me to movies, or I had my brothers, my younger brothers, like, and there was cursing all over me. But I will also say that because of it, I believe my 6-year-old, 7-year-old brothers at the time were screaming up, "Fuck it!"
Oh yeah! As soon as I saw Jaws, like the next day, I called my friend a son of a bitch in kindergarten because of Jaws.
Yeah, right. And I remember, like, it's just it is what it is. All right, what's next?
Alrighty, what do we have next? Sloppy shit lips.
Oh, he's back.
Sup, you sloppy shits? I share a birthday with my fellow Coors and comedy lover, Baby Carrots. What's everyone's favorite modern comedy shows? My favorites are Community, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Big Mouth. Love y'all and keep on keeping on. Hi, Brett.
Does happy count?
I'd say happy counts.
Gospel of Skid Marks donated $20.
Gospel of Skid
Hey,
Marks.
Mr. Tally Man. Dally me banana. Pick 3 songs to be included in the soundtrack to your life. 1 to open, 1 for the second act montage, and 1 for your closing credits song. 2 of mine are Someday by the Strokes and I'm Ready by the Black Eyed Peas. Now you know.
Nice. I would open up with Dennis Leary's "I'm an Asshole," and end with The Doors' "The End." That's it. Just 2. What do you got, Roxy? Got anything? First of all, Roxy, you're a big TV. You're like the TV guru.
Yeah.
Did you watch Happy?
No.
Wow.
I didn't. And also on that list, I got to say, I started Community the other day, and I got a few episodes in, and
push.
Keep going.
Really?
Promise.
Trust me.
Okay.
Trust
I
me.
got like
Season
maybe like
1
5 or 6 episodes in, and I was like, what are people talking about?
Season 1, they kind of had to find their ground a little bit, and about halfway through the season, like once you get to the winter break, they figured out, and it's from there you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're watching it, like something that's supposed to be an actual laugh out loud comedy, you're not laughing once, and you're like, this is
That's how I was. That's how I felt about Brooklyn Nine-Nine when I started watching it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, I have, and I like Andy Samberg a lot. I'm like, I just haven't laughed at all.
To me, for modern day, I mean, it's Parks and Rec, it's 30 Rock. I love Grace and Frankie, Kimmy Schmidt. I think that like it depends on again what you're calling a comedy. Right now, I'm on Working Moms, which is the funniest fucking show.
Yeah. By the way, she was our first Schmoedown.
Catherine Reitman?
Yes, she was our first co-host on the Schmoes No Show ever. She was our co-host for over 2 years.
Are you being serious?
Yeah. She was the original. She was the original. She is your predecessor.
Catherine Reitman?
Yeah, Catherine.
Mark?
Catherine Reitman. So look, I'll play. I'm gonna play my favorite bit.
You serious,
know
Carl?
Hold on. Wait. So,
you know her, Kristian?
Yeah. Listen to this. This
No,
is.
she was on the show, but he doesn't know her.
Will. This is a clip. This is a clip between myself Katie Sackhoff and Catherine Reitman. This is a pretty classic.
Listeners are complaining about it often.
Oh, you're kidding. He's also sexist, kind of.
Wait, that was
no, that was her. That was her.
Yeah, but that was not the bit. Where was the bit? Hold on. Here's the bit.
Hello.
Yeah, so she was our co-host for a while, Rox.
How do you know her?
She was a movie reviewer for a bit, and then so Ellis and I ran into her at an audition. We all auditioned for the same thing in the TMZ buildings years ago, and we hit it off. And then she came in to do something with us, and then we were on her show for a while. Her breaking it down with Catherine Reitman, and she was like a
what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't know that. Hold on, so here it is.
We're gonna do now. Catherine Reitman, who if you guys have been listening over the last couple of episodes and have seen, Mark and I just did a segment on her show, breaking it down,
and they were fantastic.
It was such a funny episode, and her team over there is so awesome. And Catherine, as she knows, we're a huge fan of hers. She is an up and coming. She's really good. She's got like 4,000 now, 4,000 subscribers.
We hit the big 4.
Kicking ass now, and
fantastic.
Yeah, and the thing is, someone had called her, and Chris Tuckman did a video about her. And someone had said that she is like the female Jeremy Jahns. So Catherine, being the pro that she is, was like, I'm going to send Jeremy a text and say, hey, listen, nice to meet you. Or was it not text, Facebook?
Yeah, I just Facebook messaged him being like, hey, big fan. And
right.
a few people I keep getting over and over again that I have similar rhythms to Jeremy. So I contacted him.
So I had talked to Jeremy on the phone. I said, Jeremy, I want you to call in. I want to talk about you reviewers too. And Catherine Reitman is going to be there too. And he's like, and I was starting to tell him about her because I don't think he's seen a lot of her stuff. I go, well, she actually messaged you. He's like, oh, I feel like a dick. And then
yeah, you forgot to mention he never wrote back.
Well, sorry, he never wrote back, and that's why he felt like a dick. So what? And he is a huge Katie Sackhoff fan. I mean, if you guys saw You Reviewers Awards, you mentioned his name at one point, and he comes back and goes, oh my God, she said my name. And he did this whole thing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to call him up, and Katie Sackhoff is going to pretend that she's Catherine Reitman.
The ultimate prank.
Yes, and we're going to see how long he can, if he catches on, and basically she's just going to ask how come he never wrote it back. People have said, that she's the next Jeremy Jahns and wanted to talk to him. I want to see how long it goes on. If she can hold a joke better than I can.
If he does not recognize your voice, can we officially say he's not a proper fan?
I was actually going to say that you and I, we have a very similar tone in our voice.
And similar sexuality. I'm definitely as beautiful as you. Continue.
Are you definitely not a lesbian too? Because I feel like you're hitting on me.
I think they're going to kiss. All right.
Is that weird?
So this is what we're going to try to do. We're going to call him right now.
I have to.
You have to leave for a second?
No, I was going to write down because, when I get flustered and nervous, I forget names. So
you're attracted to
Reitman and Jeremy Jahns. I got it.
All right. Here, do you need it?
No, I got it.
All right. Jeremy Jahns, Catherine Reitman.
Here
we go. All right. We're going to try it out here. First attempt at calling Jeremy Jahns.
I'm going to be as bad as Christian is with
holding the joke.
This is his name.
Horrible, horrible, horrible.
All right, there's the setup. Now the joke. Still one of the best jokes.
Here we go. We're trying.
You remember this, RB3?
I do remember this.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yo.
Hey, man. What's up?
Hey, nothing much. How you doing?
Nothing. So we're live on the podcast.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so we're talking to Jeremy Jahns, the big man on campus, if you will, for the You Reviewers, YouTube. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Just watching that Storage Wars show. I don't had time to kill.
Oh, all right. And after playing that and Uncharted 3, you're
Saturday.
Kicking ass.
Yeah, that was my morning. I played Uncharted 3, filmed my review of Uncharted 3, and cutting together my review while I watched Storage Wars.
I want your life. Okay, listen. Before we get into some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, I have to. You'd be mad at me if I didn't do this.
All right.
Now we know that there's always up and coming movie reviewers out on the that are coming out, and some are good, some are bad. But when you find a really good one, you want to celebrate it, right?
Yeah.
So we had, Catherine Reitman, who you now may or may not have heard of, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've heard of her.
All right. So we have her here. She's our co-host, and she wanted to ask you about a certain message that was sent. And hold on one second. Catherine, go ahead.
Jeremy, hi.
How are you, Catherine?
I'm good. I'm wondering, I sent you a Facebook message.
Really?
Yeah. And you never responded. Everyone's been telling me that I'm like the female Jeremy Jahns, and then I reach out to you, and you snub me, man. What's that about?
I'm sorry. I get a lot of messages. I read it somehow, somewhere. I read that message because I always read those messages.
But you were too busy to respond.
Uncharted 3 just came out.
You were too busy to respond. I mean, I do that with my mother. You know.
You look lovely today. I can't see you, but I'm sure you do.
Thank you. I've listened to you, and I know that you're a big fan of Katie Sackhoff, and you wouldn't have snubbed her.
Uncharted 3 just came. I might have for Uncharted 3.
Really?
That's really sad.
That's
she
probably
has a
100%
vagina.
a lie. You know what? I gotta retract that because I'll bet you she's gonna hear this and be like, "What a douche." No, never mind. I'll never.
I actually already sent her a Facebook message, and she actually responded. And
she responded.
Katie Sackhoff responded to me, and she actually told me that she was a fan, and she didn't know who you were.
Well,
you cut deep. Well, that's really deep.
But isn't that the thing though too? It's like we can't get you. No matter every time we try. Like Jeremy is a huge fan of Katie Sackhoff actually because we had when we had you on, you co-hosted and you did a great job. It was some of the best ones that we've done, and you were bummed when she wasn't there.
Yeah, I was, because I told a bunch of people on videos, I was like, yeah, it's going to be awesome, Katie Sackhoff, and there's this one guy I know, he's really a friend of a friend, but he's the hugest Battlestar Galactica fan. If there's a grown man out there that wears Battlestar boxer shorts, it's this guy. I don't know if he does, I'm just saying. It was one of those things I went out of my way to let him know I was going to meet her, it was going to be awesome, and yeah, she didn't get to make it out. I didn't tell him that. Like, God willing, he hates me enough to not actually listen to the podcast that I'm in and whatnot. So he doesn't actually know that I didn't meet her, and I'll just let him live his life thinking that I did.
Now, Jeremy, there's something else that I want to ask you about, too. I want to actually introduce you to Catherine Reitman. Catherine, say hi.
Hey, Jeremy.
Catherine, it's been a long time. It's been exactly a half a minute since you were haggling me about it.
Actually, no. You were actually talking to someone else. Katie, how are you?
Hi, Jeremy. It's Katie Sackhoff.
Oh, my God! Wait a minute. All right, so...
that was awesome.
That was fun.
That's well played. Good job, sir.
Anyway, so it was a lot of fun, Roxy. Thank you for putting us down.
But do you have any proof?
I'm like blown away. I love her so much.
We have to. I haven't seen her in a little bit, but
I'm on season 3 of her show right now, and I'm like, this is why I'm so shocked. I have not stopped Googling her. Like, I just...
You never seen that?
She was, wasn't she not dog girl, but she was puppy girl, right? Or something like that?
She's puppy girl in Ghostbusters too, yeah.
Yeah. That's what
she is.
That's what her nickname used to be on the show.
She is so talented. She is writing the majority of the episodes.
Curtis donated $20. Hiya, friends. Could we get Arnold RB3 Luke drunk Brett and Obama watching Two Girls, One Cup? You don't have to actually watch it, just improvise. Thanks,
thank God.
Let's get through some of these. We might have to save that one. We might have to save that one until tomorrow.
I'm not trying to watch that vagina brick. I
don't know about that. What's the next one?
Captain Coleslaw. Have any of you seen the series Warrior Nun on Netflix? I binged all 10 episodes and it was really, really good.
All right.
Okay. Heroes 12.
I haven't seen anybody else seen it. No. All right.
No. Hey guys, I'm not gonna lie. Hamilton needs to be single. How many women did he love? And he cheated on his wife and talked to his wife's sister. Wow, this is wild. You don't cheat, people. Believe me, it ends bad. I got a black eye because of it. Regrets.
Well, okay.
I was gonna say, because you haven't seen it yet. The whole sister thing, that's on him. He made a decision to talk to one sister, not the other. So, and then the cheating, there's just the actual cheating that happens.
Spoilers.
Listen,
history.
Back in the old days, having 2 or 3 side pieces, it wasn't a big deal.
Well, that was the original name of the movie. Was Side Piece.
Yeah.
Side piece.
It was Studio Notes that changed it to Hamilton.
But thankfully we've changed now and no men have side pieces anymore.
That was a very poor time to need to adjust my glasses. It looks like I was... Oh, no.
Agent 666. Hey, guys.
Marshall stars this summer in Side Piece.
Yes. It's your breakout role.
$8. I watched all of season 1 of Happy over the weekend. It was awesome. Great
So good.
comedy action and swag, but in a positive way. Chris
love it.
Maloney is so damn great in this role. I am not a big fan of Patton Oswalt, but he was really good as Happy. Hashtag save Happy.
There's some crazy. So Brett, what was it? A little spoiler for it. When you talked about the joint part, is that when you meant not Happy? You meant what Maloney says.
No, when somebody offers Happy a joint, he goes, "No, after all the blank I've done today."
Yeah. Right. They said it too. He should say when he's talking to the rest of the National friends. Yeah. It's really good.
But talk about a nod to Pixar during that non-spoiler. But yeah, there is a very Pixar-esque Toy Story kind of a moment in there, but taken
way over. It's great. It's really great. Are we three? Have you got any more into it?
Yeah, I'm on halfway through episode 4 right now, so of the first season.
Digging it?
Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah, I'm loving it so far. Yeah, it's really cool.
All right, let's do a couple more, and then we got to call it a day here.
All right. Hey, guys, I'm about half an hour behind watching, so excuse me if this has been asked. Was the tournament preview special with Brad and Jen from yesterday supposed to be live only? It's not on Twitch for replay.
It'll be uploaded to YouTube today. It was supposed to be it was going to be live yesterday on Twitch, and then it's going to be on YouTube a little later on today.
Cool. Adam Patasik, my dog hates when I listen to podcasts unless it's Winston. She comes right over, sits down, and stares at the phone until he's
Winston
done talking.
Side piece donated $20. Hi, Winston. Love the glasses.
I love our fans. That was amazing.
That was good. It's good.
It's perfect.
Here's the deal. Not gonna ruin my relationship over a faux pas, over a snafu, over some bullshit. It's not gonna happen.
Listen, if you have what they call a side piece, you're doing something right. Bobby Gucci, stop.
But wait, what was that about? Somebody's dog stops.
Sits down and stares at the phone until he's done talking. She'd been terrified of all the fireworks this week, and me playing Blurs actually got her out of her kennel. Thank you, Winston.
Oh, that's
awesome. Wow, that's so cool.
That's
really cool.
I didn't realize I was a dog whisperer. That's why Shuri loves me so much. Y'all got to meet my dog, man. Shit, I love.
Ace Money. Roxy, when it comes to trying coffee, start with a mocha frappuccino and work your way to a normal cup with a little cream and sugar.
Yeah.
If you start with a cup of black coffee, you will probably hate it and never try another cup. This is how I did it.
She's lactose intolerant.
No, I just hate cream and sugar. Like I drink all my tea black. I just would never. The thought of putting cream in a drink makes me feel so ill. Like, why would you put cream in a drink?
You're so weird.
No, it's strange. Also,
I can't see through it. Why am I gonna drink?
Wait. Hold on.
Patty boy, it's me. Having trouble.
You guys are all. None of you can hear the truth.
So
in that.
I guess I can't get you to try the coffee that's made from beans that monkeys eat and shit out, and then they take them and they make it. It's low acidity. Have you ever heard of that?
Is this a real thing?
It's an actual thing. It's a coffee that the monkeys eat the beans, they shit it out, and then it makes it less acidic because it doesn't digest in there. Look it up, people.
All right.
That's a good question.
I'm not looking that
Mic
up.
drop.
What I am looking up, Christian, is every single one of these Catherine Reitman Schmoes episodes.
You're just gonna be tense.
I'm on a rabbit hole. I have gone down the rabbit hole. I'm freaking the fuck out right now.
We've been she was on the show for at least 2 years.
Why
I'm
aren't you
sorry, it's
acknowledging?
cats that eat them. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at the chat.
I will make a reach out to her to see if we can get her on the show on a Tuesday.
I am dying right now.
All right. Well, let me see what I can do.
This is crazy.
That's so funny. You didn't know that. So again, like I said, she was the first co-host ever. Then the second co-host was.
Does Josh McCouga know that?
Yeah, he used to be on the. He was.
All right. How many more questions do we have here?
He was on a show with her.
I feel like this
loves the show too.
But how does Josh McCouga know her?
All right, if you tell me you know Bonnie Somerville, I'm out.
Brett, I have to tell you, I know Bonnie Somerville.
It's wild. You know all these people that I love. It's very strange.
Yeah. All right, let's try.
Dagan, hey crew, always loves seeing Roxy on the show. Roxy in full swag mode today. Watched the first few episodes of Happy. It's batshit insane, but brilliant. Didn't think it would be as dark as it is, but enjoying the hell out of it so far. Hashtag save Happy.
It really is. It's so good. It's really fucking weird and in the best way possible. I love it.
D-Train, I think it's safe to say that the Star Wars competitors are the best, but I would like to see more from them. I would like to see all of them, like the Damons, Dimolanta, Cabrera, Kelly, Scrimshaw, etc., to start getting their feet wet in singles competition.
Well, I mean, I think Kalinowski had said it best recently, where he was talking about the division of inner geekdom, how many. He knows exactly what to study and how to study and has the list of movies. It doesn't make it any easier, but he's got a list of it. Singles is all over the map. So it's like, I think maybe like teams is something that you could have an inner geekdom player in. And next season, whether competitors want to bitch about it or not, you'll all be able to choose inner geekdom slices, like two. There'll be two. Right now, it's only one particular like inner geekdom wheel slice. That changes next season. And if you don't want to play next season, then you just won't be in the league. So I'm just tired of it. So it's one of those. It's gonna be next season. It's
penis. Have to pull it out and put it on the desk. Penis. If I say it goes, then it goes.
And I stood up and knocked over a potted plant.
Oh my god. I'm so glad we tried for a third time.
Yep.
AKG. Hey, Kristian, I watched the entire season 1 of Happy and was left with more questions than answers. Could you do a season 1 spoiler review?
I don't know what anthers are, but
the anthers. Questions and answers. Kristian, I'm really having some struggles with Happy season 1.
Cough.
Maybe Brett and I could do a spoiler review on the first season, but it could be fun. I'm not done with it yet.
I don't know about a spoiler review. Could you do a spoiler review?
Yeah, I could totally do it. Probably one of the best reviewers of anything ever.
Question real quick, because we're about to end the show, but she's asking if Backstage is today. Yeah, Backstage will be on today. Barbarian's going to be on. Alex Damon, Kalinowski. It will be on today.
Damon?
Yeah, Damon's gonna be on talking shit about it. Yeah,
how do you know him, Kristian?
How do you know him?
Roxy, he said he made a statement on a show that he's asked to be traded. Is that accurate? Alex Damon?
You're making that up.
I am making that up. He's very happy with
I
it.
don't feel confident about much in life, but I feel confident about my relationship with Alex Damon.
I don't know much.
About
Alex Damon wants to be on my team.
That's right. So it's so funny. Someone says Rachel Cushing would have been holding all 3 belts if those slices would have been available to her. It makes me sad. She never had a problem with round 2. She was always good in whatever round. And it was for Rachel. It was, and I think she would say it also. It was a speed round was until once she started getting really devastating in the speed round when she was playing with Clark. She started getting really good in the last couple matches. That's what I would have liked to seen her come back to singles because she'd start to master that speed round. So anyway, yeah, nothing to do with round 2 for Rachel.
I would die to manage Rachel.
I know.
I would be the best manager for Rachel.
Rachel?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were gonna be the best manager because you had Rachel. That's what I thought you were. That's what I thought you were saying.
Roxy, will you? So give us a scoop. Are you going to try to recruit her in the off season?
I think here's the thing. As somebody who really loves and cares about her, I would never push her to play until she wanted to play again.
And then you would try. And then you would try to get her.
And then I would do everything I could because I really believe I would be the best manager for her. And yes, I understand that Sam Levine's a manager.
Yes. All right. Listen. So we run out of time, and our crew unfortunately has a time limit today. Also, and RB3 has to prep for Backstage. So we are going to anything that we missed here today from you guys, we'll make sure that we'll hit on tomorrow's show. Roka will be hosting tomorrow's show. I'll be back on Thursday and Friday. So thank you guys for joining us here today. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Ben and RB3. Of course, Roxy Striar and Winston Marshall. Appreciate you all. Make sure you want to watch that preview special. It was the Star Wars preview special, the finals, which is big. It's tomorrow. It is Dimolanta versus Cabrera. It's live tomorrow. Big breakdown special that Jen Sturger and Brad Gilmore hosted, and then they previewed the entire second round of the IG tournament. That'll go up here today. And check out Backstage, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the Catherine Reitman Fan Appreciation Show. You guys. tomorrow.
How do you know her?